katong inyong mga response. Whether you opted sa nakabuhat lang sa video, only two out of the several students answered online. Now, do you really know the difference between online class and modular class? What is your idea? Why is it that you are here now present? We actually have now our synchronous online class. Synchronous online class is different from asynchronous online class. The one that we're having now is synchronous because we are having real-time, virtual, face-to-face interaction. It's not physical face-to-face but virtual. That's synchronous online. It becomes asynchronous online when you submit your requirements online without face-to-face interaction. That's asynchronous online. Actually, what we are having is blended learning. Now, when you say modular, we're going to print for you the modules and you're going to get it from us. But take note, you are not allowed to get inside the premises of the school. However, starting next week, there are designated places and specific hours of the day that the modules will be distributed. But in our subject, I really wanted you all that you should opt for the online. Because I believe that even if others don't have the access, they may just send in their answers by taking pictures of what they have written. Please tell your classmates who were not able to join now that it's perfectly okay whether you join the online synchronous online class or not. The points for each student will be the same. It only matters on how you're going to answer the questions, like your assignments, quizzes, and other requirements that you're going to answer, and how you're going to submit it. But again, it's all right if they cannot join. Because my heart goes to students, much as they would like to join, but because wala na sila load, di sila maka-appeal. And when I ask students, how were you able to access the internet? Most students, the answer is that, nagpa-load ako no og 50 pesos good for 3 days. Tinood na? Do you have the same? Or some of you are luckier? Yes. Some of you are luckier because you have Wi-Fi at home. But even myself, nami Wi-Fi sa balay, but I cannot compete also with my kids who are also having their online class. Actually, I had a class this morning with my BSB A2 2C. I had a class earlier at 8 o'clock with BSB A2C, and I started the online class at home. And only to find out later that the connection is really weak. It's very slow. I really ran up here in school in TCC para lang yun makakonect because actually the internet connection here in school is more advanced compared at home. Anyway, so again, it doesn't matter whether you can join the online, synchronous online class or not. The most important thing, you're going to submit it through either Google Classroom or through our GC. If dili maka-access sa Google Classroom sa GC, you have to take a picture. Kung wala gid sila Facebook account, and then sa silingan nakahulam, so write the name, gamito ng account sa laing individual, and write your name in that piece of paper where you have written your answers, and then take a picture and send it to me. Because at this moment in time, let's all have understanding with one another. If students have struggled in complying with their requirements in all of the subjects, we, your teachers, also encountered struggles. Because just imagine for each class, we have several students. Like BSBA is the biggest in population here in TCC. And for this class, I think you are the biggest so far in my class. In all sections, you are the biggest. You are 58. In my other subjects, I have 40, 30. But kamo gid ang pinakadaghan, so I really wanted your cooperation. Do you have questions so far? Do you have questions so far? So if none, as we move along with our discussion, you may ask through our chat box. So right now, I'm going to share to you our module. And please tell me if you understand it or not. Okay? Can you read it? Is it clear to you? Claro, dili.
Klaro ra, ma'am.
Okay, mabasahan. Okay. So this is our subject. GEE 10, Philippine Popular Culture. GEE 10 is the subject code and the course description is Philippine Popular Culture. So let me read the introduction. In this module, we're going to explore the commonly used and known theory of popular culture in the modern world. It is but relevant to deal with this right away so we can recognize the significance of this concept and why there is a need to study and understand this in the first place. Rationale. Describe the commonly known and used theories of popular culture in the modern world. What are the intended learning outcomes? Recognizing the different theories written about popular culture and its impact on the history and society. Next, retrieving auto-historical ideas and or understanding about popular culture along with some theories associated with them. So the activity is searching ideas concerning popular culture, the task to search and remember varying ideas of popular culture. By the way, this subject of yours is we also share it with other teachers. So what is popular culture or for short pop culture? Before we can go directly to the task, kung dako unsa. Before we can go directly to the task on how to define and analyze popular culture in the context, which is clear and distinctive, but it is but important that right at this moment we accept the reality that it is actually a daunting task to define it or even make an attempt to do so. However, due to its impact and influence to the modern world, it is necessary, regardless of its ambiguity, subjectivity, and vagueness, to at least take a visit rather on its context and appreciate its value to the contemporary society. Confronted with the challenges on studying popular culture, it is always the best option to deconstruct first the words and terms intertwined in its construction. So let's begin answering these important questions. What is popular? What is culture? And how is ideology related to it? So what is popular? What comes in your mind? You may answer it in our chat box. What do you mean by popular? What is popular? No, you may answer again in our chat box. Natay chat box diya. Di ninyo isulat ang inyong answer. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay. Known na kaayo sa society, famous. So that's popular. What else? Modern culture? What do you mean by modern culture? Popular sa gayos ang modern culture. Popular lang. The word popular. Popular is famous. It is well known. Okay, let's proceed. Popular was being seen from the point of view of the people rather from those seeking favor or power from them. So it's all about how people view things, how you look at things, how you look at present situation. Now that we are experiencing this pandemic, the COVID-19, probably our views on things would differ what we have learned from the past. Okay. In this definition, we can clearly see the coherence of the meaning of the term popular from where it came into being. It is from the Latin word popularis. It simply means belonging to the population or from the large population, which consequently refers to the masses. So what do you mean by masses? Ano man ang masses? We're talking about what? Ano man ang masses? Gamay ra, daghan? Okay, we're talking about people. That's right, Miss Lauron. We're talking about people. Daghan nga tao. We're talking about in general. In other words, there is always a connotation of a well-liked, widely favored, or carried on by the whole people when referring to the term in its purest sense. So, unsa man ang well-liked? Unsa inyong ganahan? Widely favored, carried on by the people or by the whole people. Well-liked. Like right now, people, not only teenagers, are fond of the K-pop, if not K-drama. I can very much relate with that because my kids are into K-pop or even K-drama. That when I arrive at home, instead my kids would call me mommy, they would call me Oma. And I was wondering, what is Oma? Only later to find out that Oma means mother in Korean. Or I think you can also relate with that because anything that is related to the Korean culture, you seem to follow it. Even the food. Daghan na karong mamaligi o kimchi. Unsa pa ng tteokbokki. Without my kids, I will not really be informed of what is Korean culture about. Okay, again, please turn on your video. Turn on your video because I really want to see you that you are listening. Do not turn off your video. Again, do not turn off your video. I want to see your face. Kay base nung nagigdihigda na mo diyaga. Na kung makita ko nagigdihigda mo, na di na ko ganahan, makatulog ko kong apil. Okay? So, one which is well-liked. So, please answer now. What are the things that you really like? You really like that to the point you want to buy, you want to use it. What is it? What is it now that you really like? It is well liked, especially by the masses. Well liked or widely favored. Ganahan din ninyo. Or makaingon po ka, ay ganahan ko ani, ganahan akong mama, ganahan akong barkada. What are those things? Shoes. Unsa man nga shoes, for example? Mr. Obsid, unsa man nga shoes? Phone. Unsa man nga phone, for example? There must be a specific brand or there must be a specific style that you really wanted to follow. Okay, si Mr. Lapo phone. Unsa man gyud? iPhone. O ingon po si Leila nga iPhone gyud kung phone. Kaya nga naman, because we believe that iPhone is durable. If only we have money, okay, it's iPhone. Or pwede po Oppo. Actually, it depends because you cannot ultimately say that only iPhone is durable because even Oppo, Samsung, Huawei, they have also high-end cell phones which are sturdy and durable as well. So kung shoes, gusto po kag Nike. It is well loved because of the quality. Okay, let's continue. In other way, or another we can speak of popular as the people's culture, it is something like a box office hit So, kanang mga love team, for example, Lizken, Jaden, Katnil, umana sila mga box office hit, meaning they have several followers or gingon po din trending. Those people, they are not really celebrities from the very beginning, but because of being vloggers, they became well known, like the late Lloyd Cadena and Emma Nemendez, if I'm not mistaken. They are famous vloggers, and because of their untimely demise, untimely death, they even became so popular because people love them. People like them because they are, ano man sila? They are entertaining people. All right. So, it's also a common norm. Nahimo na siya nga practice. Like karon, what's the common norm? Kung sa gabuhaton sa mga tao karon, due to this pandemic, kung sa naitabo, what happened to people? The activities of people has greatly changed a lot. What are the things that we're doing now to keep us safe from being contaminated with the COVID-19 virus? Kung sa man atong buhat karon, like, ingon siya, TikTok is life, nalaalang pag TikTok ta forever. We cannot do TikTok forever, especially your students. Unless if everyone will agree, okay, and TikTok actually is trending. But as students, do you think TikTok will is very important? Can TikTok help us survive? Ingon ni Leila, the new norm now because of COVID-19 pandemic, people are now mostly staying at home. And importantly, wearing of the mask. Wala lang ta nagmask karon kay wala man ta nag
Mass
face
and
to
facial.
interaction. Sa palain, what are other norms that you have observed? We do business
Social
and
distancing.
social distancing. So tanan na nag-online selling. That's why they make a joke. That's why they make a joke na mag-online selling na tanan ani, wa na magpalit sa ato. Katanan naman na maligya. No? Because people nowadays, some people actually don't have work anymore. Like those flight attendants, they lose their job. So there was one, he was once a flight attendant and now he's into selling because he don't have work. That's why you really have to strive hard. You have to finish your studies because by earning college degree, you will now have an edge over the rest. Because by the time you graduate, you will be adding up to the hundreds of thousands who will become unemployed. So the most important thing, do not choose the job that you really wanted to have. Kay karong panahon na, we really need to survive, especially this pandemic, which greatly affects us all. Okay, let's proceed. However, in a complex society, there is always an interaction between the dominant and submissive class, where the identification of these groups as well as their roles seems very controversial. Given this complexity of social behaviors, there is still a need to figure out who among this division belongs to the mass and how should group influence their community. With such challenges, we are again confronted with the dilemma of who among the social class has the greatest influence on the society. Is it the higher or the lower class? And finally, to what extent or degree does this influence, impacts the society? So who is more on the influential side? Is it the people who belong to the higher class? O higher, ni Miss Lauron, ang higher na kuno mas may influence. No, in terms of the culture, so kung mag-ingon lugar ang mga dato nga ang pinaka the best nga phone, iPhone. And even if you can't afford ato yung siyang sundon, or is it the other way around? Ang those individuals who belong to the lower strata in the economy can dictate what are the trends in our society. Kasi dili man, what timin mistas, Joyce mistas, what timin dili man? Dili man what? You explain that kay mo kasabot kung saan nasa imong mind. Okay. All of this difficulty might compromise our study, but for the sake of understanding, let's consider the actions of the inferior or lower caste class to be of value when we speak of popular. So, eventually, kung unsa ang naa sa mga dato, those in the higher class, mostly people belong to the lower class, makita nila, uy, maka-afford mo gud sila. There are some people who really wanted to buy also those stuff. But eventually, the most important thing, if you talk about cell phone, our cell phone should be something which can make a call, can send a text, and can connect the internet. Because right now, as I've said a while ago, my heart goes to students who cannot access the internet. Much as they would like to join online classes like this one, synchronous online class, or even a synchronous online class, but wala man gid sila means. So that's why my heart goes out to them. So even if they cannot join, the most important thing is you're able to submit the requirements. So actually, I cannot proceed longer. Anyway, as I've said a while ago, I have already created a Google Classroom. In the Google Classroom, expect that today I'll be sending you the class code, and then you try to follow or join our Google Classroom and access our module. And from that module, I will emphasize what are the requirements that I'm going to ask from you. Okay, so do you have questions? We are 17, including myself. So may I ask everyone again to please turn on your video because I am making documentation. If you cannot turn on your video, I cannot include you in the documentation because every time at the end of the class, I'll be taking pictures. So asa naman ni si Miss Pagidopon, Madronial, Miss Tas, si Miss Lirio, Miss De La Peña. Please turn on your video. Miss Osigan, Miss De La Peña, Miss Mistas. I cannot start with the pictorial or the documentation. So ako nangutan si Miss Mistas, asa naman ni Miss Madronial, probably they're out. That's why I am requiring you, if you join our synchronous online class, turn on your video. No need to turn on. Uy, naghikan gid na ligo gidi ay si Miss Madronial, mutong wala naka-appeal. O si Miss Mistas, asa na? Okay, everyone, smile. Smile po. Ay, pagbumbot po. Smile. One, two, three, smile. Lagi kita lagi ang mga ngipon. Again. One, two, three, smile. Uy, mahal ka inyong katawa ban sa inyo. Ay, kaulaw. One, two, three, smile. Okay, now, see. Waki, or Waki na daan ang naong. Sige, Waki, do.
Hey, ma'am.
Hello. Sige. One, two, three, smile. Okay, so this ends our discussion. So our next synchronous online class, yes, will be 2 weeks after. So if today is September 10,
Te.
synchronous online class will be September 23 or 24. So I will just inform you through our GC. But as of the moment, may I appoint Leila. Leila, can you be our student moderator for this class? Do you have internet connection, Leila?
Are the different kinds of vehicle.
Leila,
Iba't ibang uri ng
please turn on your mic.
Minsan
Leila, yes. Do you have internet connection of the time, Leila? Oy, Miss Dalapo, you are presenting. Yes, Leila. Tapos Leila. Do you have internet connection all the time? Yes? Naka, Leila, Bermudo. Do you have internet connection all the time? May I assign you as the student moderator for this class? Yes or no? Leila, please answer. Uy, magat yung si Leila. Kinsa man ang filmi online? He's online all the time. Mr. Abdul, yes, kinsa man.
Ano siya?
Nila, I can't hear you. Kinsa sa inyo dinhi who will volunteer as student moderator? The student moderator's task is to communicate with the rest of the classmates, especially the submission of your requirements and asking them why they were not able to join. Si Eden, sige lang wala. Nabagaw Eden. Kinsa sa inyo? May fifth answer. Miss Lirio nakapirmi? Ha?
Dili kayo, ma'am. Dalawa.
Dili kayo. Gusto man sa inyo din nga nakapirmi. Dili lang nagsikit kay duwa ka bag-anak ani. Kinsa man Lila? Pwede ka Lila?
Uri ng sasakyan. May sasakyan na
Eden, Eden?
at saka meron ng sasakyan pinapahanda gamit ng mga hayop. Tsaka meron din
Dili gagagadugan ma.
dagat. Diba?
Can you hear me?
Meron ka pala rin pag-teacher. Ito, mga sounds na ng mga sasakyan.
Okay, turn off your microphone carefully. Okay, turn off your microphone para madunggan. Please turn off your mic. Okay. So now all of you have turned off your mic. My question, who wants to become student moderator? That's why I was asking si Leila because Leila was under me before, also with Eden. They were under me first year, first sem. So, kinsa sa inyo karon who would volunteer as student moderator? The student moderator will try to communicate with the rest of the classmates. So, Eden, okay ra sa imo or wala-wala ang signal di sa tubod? Wala-wala, kaya nawala lang yung kaganina. Ha?
Gusto ka rin, ma'am.
Asa ka?
Nag-data ako karon.
Nagdata ka.
Wala-wala.
Wala-wala. Sikit po, di pwede sikit. Kaya duwa ka bug anak, di atiman. Kinsa palain? O, nagaling anak. O, kisa man ang anak? Dili man mo na anak. Okay, si ko na lang. The only rose among the turns, si Obsid. Mr. Obsid, nakapirmi? Are you online?
Ma'am, di ko pasalig.
Di ka pasalig. Di lang ko nang dili pasalig kay mawala tanan tanan. Sa man. Okay. Who will volunteer? Kasi mag-volunteer. Na, wag gid ko ani kung wala mag-volunteer sa inyo. Kinsa man ang apirmi? Tanaw na ko sa group chat bill, kinsa may na-apirmi ani nga section. Namo ni nagatubag sa ako pirmi. Tusi. Atu EDA. Okay, kinsa man, we cannot leave our class without identifying. Oh, yes. Yes, correct, Joyce. Kanang always online. Okay, si Jenny Francis, where are you? Jenny Francis, you're always online?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige. So, I will be, thank you for accepting the role as student moderator. So, right after our class, I'll be sending you the official list of your classmates. So, please contact them para mabawa natin sa reason nga nung wala sila ka-join. Even in our GC. So, dapat kamo po, let us help one another. Let us understand each other's situation because of this pandemic. Our movement, our actions are limited. So please bear sometimes atong connection nila, you know. And next meeting, actually ang inyong schedule is TTH 2:30 to 4. So are you all available ana nga time? Are all of you available at TTH 2:30 to 4? Available mo ana?
Yes, ma'am. Available ko, ma'am.
Available. In my other class, some of them are working. So you expect that our next class will be, because we will only meet once after 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. So you expect that our next synchronous online class will be September 22, if not September 24. Anyway, I'll be informing the student moderator, si Jenny Francis, and I will also communicate. And it doesn't mean to say that wala tay klase. If we will not have synchronous online, our communication is always there through our GC and our Google Classroom. Do you have questions so far? Do you have concerns? Sa inyong mga concerns? Please do it now. Namoy mga pangutana. Okay, sulat lang sa chat box if you have concerns. So, yes, Miss Dalapo. What's your question? Miss
Wala,
Dalapo?
ma'am.
Wala, because you turned on your microphone. I thought you want
Wala,
something.
ma'am.
Wala. So, if none, so let's call this a day. And our communication would still continue through our GC and Google Classroom. Within the day, I'll be sending you the code for our Google Classroom. Okay? So bye for now. Stay safe, everyone. God bless. Bye.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you.
Keep safe.
Thank you.
Bless, ma'am.
God bless po. Thank you.